Hi, Brent Haynes with Woodsound Flutes. I'm thrilled to be able to introduce you to 3 new flutes today. The first flute in my hands right now is made out of brown Mallee Burl. It has ebony for the mouthpiece and end cap. It's got a little bit of dinosaur bone inlaid in this. This is the engineered dinosaur bone, some silver inlay, copper inlay. We've got ebony and dinosaur bone for the shoulders, and the horse is made out of the engineered dinosaur bone with silver and copper heartline. And it is really a lovely, lovely instrument. This is again in the key of low E, and I had the honor of being able to play this for my brother. As we spread my brother's ashes up on Orca Island a couple of weeks ago, and it was a good reminder to me of how important it is to be able to have tools that allow us to make music and to make situations, experiences, ceremonies more meaningful by bringing in a little bit of music, inviting the spirit in to be with us as we are doing whatever it is that we happen to be doing that's important, like in this situation with my brother, spreading his ashes. And we wanted to make it a nice experience for ourselves as well as for those that were there, his children and things like that. And so being able to make music on a flute, how cool is that? It just is really cool. And for me, as a flute maker, it's extremely cool to be able to be a part of that kind of thing that y'all are doing. And I think about it all the time. I think about how cool it is that people are out there making music with my instruments, using them for their own enjoyment, performing with them, doing ceremony with them, all sorts of different things. And I know it's just a small part, but I really enjoy that being a small part of your life, and I appreciate so much your ongoing support and interest in the work that I do, and allowing me to be a part of that. It's very cool. At any rate, this little guy had a boo-boo somewhere along the way. I had wrapped him with several other flutes in a blanket, and which is not a safe way to travel. I do not recommend that to any of my clients. But those of you know me well, I am the hardest on my things, and I conclude that with my flutes, in part just to see, how durable are they and how can they handle things. So obviously we'll be taking care of that little ear there, and either repairing or replacing this totem. But this is in the key of low E, and it is pictured on the website and available today if you have an interest. Beautiful, beautiful low E in the brown Mallee Burl. I really need to do a flute of the month with this brown Mallee Burl. I've got a block of brown Mallee Burl. It was a big burl that I bought, and I still think I have enough that I could do a flute of the month out of it. But I have been just loving that wood, absolutely loving it. Well, speaking of Orcas Island, the Orca flute. This Orca flute is made out of boxelder burl. The Orca is ebony. We've got ebony mouthpiece, end cap. We've got mother of pearl inlays, and the Orca itself has mother of pearl inlays all over on it, you know, indicating the white of the orcas. While we were up in Washington, we went out on a whale watching tour and came into a pod of transient whales up on Orcas. Now, Orcas has got, or the San Juan Islands up in Washington, there's typically, I think it's J, K, and L pods, I believe it is, that are the, that typically are resident orcas up in the San Juan Islands. And I learned lots about them, like the resident orcas mainly eat king salmon. Had no idea of that. Apparently there's a shortage of king salmon right now, and the resident orcas have gone off to other hunting waters for a while. Apparently in July or June or something like that, they had not seen the orcas at all, the resident orcas, which is unusual. So hopefully they'll come back, and because boy, if you're from the Seattle area, you know those orcas are important to the people up there. They're important to me. I love them, and I've spent a lot of time watching those orcas breach and play off the west end of San Juan Island. It's really incredible. But on this whale watching tour, we got in with a family of 4 orcas, a couple of baby orcas, an adult male and an adult female. And I didn't know anything like this about orcas, but apparently the transient orcas, they'll eat like anything that they can get. They'll eat seals, you know, sea lions, porpoise, dolphins, you know, anything that salmon, whatever they can hunt down, they're gonna hunt down and eat. And they need to consume like anywhere from, you know, 150 to 250 pounds of food a day, which to me, man, that's a lot of food. The transient orcas will even hunt down other whale, like minke whale. They'll chase a minke whale down, and really some fascinating. There's just really fascinating. It's so interesting that the 2 creatures that look to the casual observer to be so much the same, the resident orcas and the transient, are actually so very different from each other. And there's even some subtle differences in the shapes of the body and things like that, which I think is just really, really interesting. But at any rate, so we've got an orca here, and based on this orca's shape, I would say he was definitely a transient orca. And when they say transient, that simply means that they travel all up and down the west coast hunting. And so they'll go into the San Juan Islands, which is quite a ways in from the ocean. You got to go all the way through the Straits of Juan de Fuca and up some other channels to get into these places. It really is, boy, it's some gorgeous country up there. If you've not had a chance to go visit there, it's definitely worth doing, and doing an orca tour there is highly, highly recommended, in my opinion. At any rate, this little beauty is in the key of F sharp. I'll go ahead and play it for you. This, let me tell you about this boxelder burl that the flute is made from. This boxelder burl we color enhance to make it this incredibly oceanic blue. It's not done in a single process. It's done in multiple steps. It's quite a process to get the color that I'm looking for out of a flute. You might have seen one recently that was boxelder burl that was orange. Oh, excuse me, it was poplar actually, which very similar to boxelder burl. They have very similar characteristics. But at any rate, it was this beautiful orange red, and it looked like flames, and just really incredible. There's lots of different things that we can do and colors that we can do with the boxelder to really enhance the whole feeling that maybe we were wanting to bring to the flute or to the music, or that you may be wanting to be able to use for emoting with the instrument. And this is just a great example. And this again is in the key of F sharp, this Orca. Beautiful, beautiful, man. That's a gorgeous instrument. I love it. You know, if you, let's see, what do I want to share with you next? Did that one and that one. Let's go with the oak burl. The oak burl, this is black oak burl. It's got a beautiful little tree frog, and this is kind of keeping in theme with Orca Island. It's a place that I see tree frogs up there, and I guess I see them in Florida quite a bit now too, down in Native Rhythms in Melbourne. I see those tree frogs down there a lot. They're really cool. Anyways, this one's trimmed with Tasmanian blackwood burl, a little bit of ebony, malachite. The beautiful little frog, tree frog, is malachite on a leaf of Tasmanian blackwood burl on an ebony base. And this flute is in the key of mid-G, and as you can see, it is just spectacular. I actually really like oak as a flute wood. I've begun using it for the rustics and for the tousled styles, just straight oak. In the past, I didn't really want to use it because, you know, oak, it's so common, yada yada yada. But the fact of the matter is it's so hard, and it just makes a beautiful sounding instrument. And the burl is even better than the straight grain wood. That chaotic nature of the burl, the grain remains, even though it's very chaotic in how the wood is more consistent on a micro level. You don't have the hard grain with the big open pores that you do in oak normally. And so, anyways, I love it as a flute wood. I didn't realize we had any oak burl left when we were going through our woods, and came across some oak burl, and I was like, sweet, home run, we're going to make a flute that's going to be awesome. And we did. It's just spectacular. I love it. So I'll share this with you. This is a key of mid-G. Again, it's black oak burl. Well, that's a fun flute to play. 3 gorgeous flutes available today. If you would like one of these instruments, give me a call, 801-822-1415 or brent@woodsounds.com. And if you want to talk about some other flute that you're got a dream about or a vision for, man, I love doing those kinds of flutes. That's my favorite, is helping your dreams become reality. That's really where I get really excited about being able to create. I look forward to talking to you soon.